Anybody else want to ask me a question before
Daughter wants to start an OnlyFans. Yes or no? Are you letting her?
Hey, what's good, y'all? Yeah, you like that? You like that? What's good, y'all? It's the Danae Davis. Welcome back to my channel. I think I did pretty good that time. This is the first time I did like a real intro. How y'all feeling today? Y'all feeling good? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling spicy. We are about to get real freaking spicy. So a couple days ago, I posted this on my Instagram story, and I basically had y'all ask me some questions, and y'all bombed that. I'm not gonna lie. Kyle, tell them.
L questions.
He says that they were not it. They were weird questions. I'm joking. Some of y'all.
I'm gonna help y'all out though. Don't worry, I got you.
But I'm gonna give y'all credit where it's due. Some of y'all asked some pretty good questions, so we're gonna answer some of those questions. But Kyle is also gonna give me a couple of other questions that are popular about just adult creation and OF. We're gonna get shit popping. Just a quick little message before we start. I would like to give full discretion. I am not trying to defame, belittle, degrade, or any synonym thereof with anybody associated with me, OnlyFans, adult creation. It doesn't matter if it's like adult YouTube, you know, like I'm not trying to come for nobody. I'm just trying to state the pros and cons that come with the game. And I feel like I'm very blessed to have experienced the things that I've experienced the last 2 years, because honestly, whenever I was 18, I nose dove. I fucking like backflipped into the game, not knowing anything. And I feel like I definitely have enough experience to sit here and like be real with people, because a lot of people go in blind, and I was one of those people. I'm going to tell y'all what goes on behind closed doors, because I feel like, to be honest, I don't give a damn if I get blacklisted, baby. I've experienced enough in the influencer world and the content creation world that I can say a little something. Like, a lot of people are like spending like a lot of their life chasing after a dream that I'm not really sure they even know what the dream consists of. So I just want to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the blessed, the beautiful. I just want to talk about it all. So yeah, before we get started, we need our lovely, what you want to be called?
Narrator, Caltech.
Narrator. His name is Caltech. This is his Instagram right here. All right, so let's get it popping. Just so you know, I don't have no notes. I'm just going straight off the dome. This is how authentic it is.
First question: what made you start doing adult content?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It was my days whenever I was starting up being a little freaky or whatever, being a little fast, and that is not a flex. So we're gonna get real deep into the hotivities and story time if you guys want to hear them. So I was fucking with this motherfucker, right? And we're just sitting in his car. He's gonna know if he watches this. Hey, Mookie. Hey, boo. But basically, I was telling him how I like just went viral on TikTok, and that attracted a whole bunch of like older men. And I'm like, what? Like, what? So they're texting me on like Snapchat and all types of stuff, and I'm texting back my little curious. And I do not encourage this at all. Like, be careful. And a couple of them like wanted to like pay me to like interact with them in certain ways. And I mean, I'm not trying to throw no shade at people, but when you're weird, you're weird. But it was just like, I'm not gonna lie, if I was a female, and I heard this constantly from men, they're like, if I was a female, I would be on that stuff, bro. Like, I would be doing that. I would be, yeah, because that shit is an easy bag. And I was just like, like back then, young me, I was like, But it was always like a seed that was planted in my mind. So these guys kept aping in my DM until one day I just like, whenever I was older, when I finally hit 18, because I didn't start my OF and like my journey fresh at 18. Like the day I turned 18, I did it like a couple months after. I was just like, fuck it, I need money. I want money. And by then I already worked 2 jobs. Like that's what started it. One day I just decided I don't care what people think. Because at first it was really like, I care what people think too much. I don't want my man, whenever I'm older, seeing me getting thrashed on the internet. Like, I had that thought. A lot of people think that I didn't think of that. I definitely thought about it. And you want to know what I said after? I don't give a rat's ass. That's what I said. And I made that my end.
Question 2, okay. What was your plan? What did you plan to start, like, to start?
So if I was being honest, whenever I started my OF, I had no plan. The only plan was not to do it for too long.
So you started off with OF?
Yeah, I started on OF. That's whenever I started posting stuff on Twitter. And Twitter is where like I gained a lot of popularity because I already had popularity on TikTok. People were fucking with me because I was like dancing on TikTok and all that kind of stuff. And that's where it's at. If you guys want to blow, learn the algorithm, learn the trends on TikTok, and that's like a platform that you could really flourish. Same with like Instagram and stuff. Number one tip that I'm going to put is like focusing on a niche at first and studying the algorithm on that specific niche, because that's where I started on TikTok. Like TikTok, I started doing the trends. I started making funny jokes. I was really like, I was paying attention to the hashtags that everybody was using. Pay attention to the trendy things and then use that to your advantage. It's all a numbers game and it's all a studying game. It's just like school, low key. I mean, my only plan was just to notice the things on Twitter that were going viral and make content that I thought people wanted. Honestly, I just like trusted that the way I walked was the right path, you know? Personally, like, I don't really do a lot of things planned out, you know?
Question 3. What little things held you back?
Little things that held me back doing OF. I feel like my insecurities. Girl or boy watching this, if they're subscribing to that shit, they want to see you. They want to see what you're working with. And I got the body shaming. I got the people saying she's not all that. I got the negatives. But like, I'm telling you, the people that are fucking with you, they're going to stick with you and they're going to love the fuck out of you. The weight that you gain or lose, they're going to love that. But I will say, don't depend your self-image and your love for yourself off of that, because if you're never truly fulfilled on the inside, you're never really going to be fulfilled, even if there's 100 or 1,000,000 people complimenting you every day. Take it from me. To be honest, if I'm being completely transparent with y'all, I am not 100% confident. So there will be times where somebody's coming up to me and telling me that I'm so beautiful, and I honestly felt like I woke up that morning telling myself, you need to get it together, you look a mess. But in reality, somebody else was looking at me and I'm jaw-dropping to them. I went on a cruise and this lady told me I look like Beyonce. I was like, Beyonce? Like, what? And I know that's probably a stretch, but like, come on now.
Next question. When do you plan to start, or have you done girl-on-girl content?
Yes, I have done girl-on-girl content. Where you can find it, I don't fucking know. Like, I be doing some wild stuff with other females whenever there's not supposed to be cameras around. I used to be wild, and I started like just looking for people to do content with and stuff like that, and I really learned my lesson. I'm not a boy's girl, and I'm not a girl's girl either in this generation. You know, honestly, I'm getting to the point where I'm extremely picky. I'm a friendly person, but it's not easy to be my friend. So like, I'm a flirtatious person, but it's not easy to be the person I'm doing stuff with. Just as far as like, a lot of the women that I was talking to and the women that I dealt with, they aren't into that OnlyFans shit. A lot of women care. And a lot of the men that I was dealing with, they weren't into that OnlyFans shit either. I learned my lesson on collaborations and stuff like that. A lot of content creator women that I've met, no disrespect to them, like we just might not vibe. I'm not the type to just reach out and then just go hunch somebody. So that's not it.
If you could restart and actually sit down and plan your journey, how would you plan it?
If I could, okay, so my journey might be a little different from other people. So whenever I started my journey, I already had a little bit of TikTok fame, if that makes sense. I had TikTok clout. I got traction and stuff like that from local people and just older men trying to see me. One spoke and reached out or like did more research on what is trending, what works well with OnlyFans, and developed a schedule. That's a huge thing whenever it comes to just content creation in general. Developing a plan, writing it down, making a schedule on how you want to operate these things, what works good for you. But it's important not to overdo it and overwork yourself. Me personally, throughout my journey, I've realized that I'm not a person that likes to feel like I have to do something. I don't like feeling like I have to work. So that's why I've discovered that OnlyFans may not be for me in the long run. Like, I'm not really cut out for it. I may look good doing what I do on that camera, on that site, you know, but like I feel like you have to do a lot of planning, and you have to really have a drive and be dedicated for that shit. Dedicated for at least the money, or dedicated to actually film that content because you like filming that kind of content. The only reason why I would like really do adult content was because I was messing with people that I enjoyed messing with, and these people, we had fun making content and stuff like that. That's the only times I really made content. That's why there's not a lot of solo vids of me out there. Like, and then I would say another thing, part of that plan is make it enjoyable for you. Like, be explorative, be creative. Don't make it just a job, because a lot of people look at things as just routes for incomes, but don't understand the energy that they're tapping into. Energy is real. You're dibbling and dabbling in a field, and you're trying to be successful in something that in the end doesn't make you happy and doesn't serve you. It doesn't really do anything for you, so you're not gonna really feel compelled to go do that kind of stuff. So I would also say make sure OnlyFans is for you. Make sure the field that you're going into and what you're getting involved in is actually what you want to get into. And this is why I'm making videos, because I've noticed that there's not videos explaining how shit like this works, and I really want people to know what comes with this game. Another thing that I would say is be very, oh my gosh, because a lot of people, oh my gosh, like, this is scary. Like, it's terrifying that I have to say this, because at first I did not think that this was what was going on, but the opposite is going on. Let me just tell you something. I remember whenever I was 19, I was around a couple of like OnlyFans creators and porn stars, and I was not comfortable doing no type of like crazy collaborations, nothing at that point. I wasn't ready to do that. I still was like in my feelings, and I still am. That's a part of me. Like, my feelings are always gonna be with me. If I'm putting my coochie on you, I'm probably gonna fucking catch feelings for you. So that's why I don't collaborate, okay? But if you can make business be business, hey, this might be the perfect field for you, baby. Might be the perfect field for you. But I remember him saying, like, you have more risk of catching something from a girl on the street than a star. And it is true, a lot of stars are very clean, but amateur people, if they are amateur, please be careful. Do not do raw content as far as oral, anal, or vaginal, penetrative, any kind of, don't do it. Don't do it unless you see them fucking results. Because I know too many and have had a personal experience where just because we understood, or just because it was like understood that this is part of the job, does not mean that person is good at their job. If you get where I'm coming from, I actually don't even want nobody to be confused about this. People be dirty. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know about, especially in like the medical field. Did you guys know that there is an STD called MGen? I'm pretty sure about 97% of the people watching this video have no idea what the fuck that is. That is an STD. Look it up real quick. Who got their phone? So this is a new STD that they don't tell people about. Whenever you go to the doctor and tell you, oh, yeah, we're going to do a full panel on you, we're going to test all this stuff. Well, there's a lot of STDs that they actually don't test, and they're telling you it's a full panel. What's it called? 1 to 2% of sexually active adults aged 16 to 44 are infected. But NGen is more common in some patient populations, such as workers and men who have sex with men. Okay, so the reason why they say this, and this is like something I want people to understand, is that the only people that get tested for MGen are sex workers and people who have sex with men. Meaning those are the only people that go to this specific company, and I'm going to plug in this company because this company really does like get a lot of people woken up. They're a testing site or organization called Cleared. Cleared tests you orally, vaginally, rectally for a number of STDs. It's a rapid testing. And I really appreciate it because people don't know about MGen. People don't know about certain strains of syphilis and HIV. People don't get tested even for herpes. And I will say that Cleared, I don't believe tests for herpes, but just be very, very careful. Know the other person's status and know it. I'm telling you, because be very, 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 very careful. I know people who have, one, experienced some very deceitful, men and women on both sides. I'm not going to be on nobody's side, no gender side whenever I'm telling this. It is real. Everybody can be fucked up. So be fucking careful, and don't get your coochie in the mix of people who have no business fucking you, especially raw. Be fucking careful. Take it from me especially. Like, we're going to get deeper, but just take that for right now. Because, yeah. All right, next question.
How do you choose who you collab with?
It's just like, how do I choose a nigga I talk to? Well, I mean, I just go across my list. Like, people have to check certain boxes for me, you know? Not a list. I mean, I used to have a list. I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to have a fucking list where I was just like, oh yeah, I want to get this one, and this one. But like, they wouldn't turn into collabs. They would just be like some kind of shit, you know, like some hush, just like list. But I learned what I was doing in that instances whenever I write people's fucking names down. Oh boy, I started doing that shit, let me tell you. Because I was getting them damn well. Oh wait, I was getting them damn near all the time. But was it worth it? Hell no. You want to know something else? Baby, that's manifestation, and you do not want to play with free will. You don't. Be careful. Be careful. Trying to manifest people and shit. You better be careful with that shit. Ugh. Okay, next question.
Your dream collab.
My dream collab? A clone of myself. What the fuck? That bitch tried to just jump in my fucking brain. Let me tell y'all something. I don't idolize nobody no more. I've experienced some shit, and I've heard some stories, and it's time for me to start learning from experience and learning from word of mouth. I'm not glorifying no man. It doesn't matter if you are Chris Brown himself or King Nazir yourself. I don't have a dream collab no more. I have a dream vision for a collab or a dream vision for a video, but that's not what y'all asked. So I don't have a dream collab. Sorry to burst y'all bubble. I'm so sorry that was so boring. But stop idolizing these people, because you don't know them in real life. Don't even idolize me too much, because soon I'm going to tell y'all the nitty gritty. We going to get close. Trust me. Y'all going to become my new besties. But let's be for real now. You know? Let's be fucking for real. All right.
How have OnlyFans affected you and your family?
So, okay, I love that question. It affected me greatly in so many ways. Financially, spiritually, physically. With my family, like, I feel like it made all of us depend our self-love and it made us self-validate more instead of looking for outer validation from everybody else. Because I lost friends, but I'm so glad that I lost friends, because you want to know why? Because those people weren't right for me in the beginning. The people that saw me change and saw that I was getting what I had to do done, I had to walk my path the way I had to walk it, and instead of loving me in my time of need, in my time of change, you decided to walk out my life. Okay, you just wasn't supposed to be here, baby. You weren't supposed to eat with me, you know? And that's all it is. And I send love and light, and I hope you guys are healing, you know? But I really got the table cleared for myself, doing things that are against the grain. Because the people who stick beside you whenever you do things that the society won't agree with you on, the people that stick with you then are the people that are really going to be riding with you and deserve to eat with you at the end of the journey or in the middle of the journey. It don't matter when. But it really did, like, it opened my eyes as a person. I went through some hard shit. It put me in line to where I need to be. And I really just want to say this to the younger people watching me. I want to say this to the older people watching me. Whoever needs to hear this, no matter how bad it looks, no matter how hard the journey feels, no matter how confused you are in that moment, just trusting the process and trusting that you will get out of this okay is going to give you a whole world of relief whenever you're going through the hard times, because you got to go through the bad to get to the good. You have to. And I've went through some really bad stuff that I'm going to start doing story times about. I'll just say a little bit. Trigger warning before I say this. It's going to get a little deep, but I've been through domestic abuse. I've been through physical, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, heartbreaks, backstabbings, the whole nine. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have too. A lot of us go through similar things, just different fucking shapes. But, like, I'm just saying that this shit gets better, bro. Shit starts to turn better. Look at me. I'm glowing. I actually was probably going through it 2 days ago, just crying. And look at me. In front of a nice pool, glowing in my nice dress. You know, like, shit gets better. So, yeah. Next question.
How has adult content affect you financially?
Oh, I didn't even talk about that. Thank you for reminding me. How has OnlyFans affected me financially? Baby, money ain't a problem. And if it is, it's because I have poor spending habits. If you do get in here, just know the money good if you do it right. Make a plan, be consistent with it, get with the trends, get with the program. Only do what you're comfortable with, though, and get a bag. Agencies are a great way to expand your platform and boost your money, but be very careful of percentages because taxes. All that money that you make on OnlyFans, all that money that you make on Loyal Fans, Fansly, freaking all that, like, I'm telling you, it's gonna catch up to you. The IRS gonna be knocking at that door, baby. Gonna be knocking at that door. I made a lot of money. I know a lot of people are trying to watch this shit for, like, the money thing. Yes, I made a lot of money. And yes, it's 6 figures. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to let motherfuckers pocket watch me. I'm not going to do too much. But yes, I made 6 figures before the age of 21 doing this OnlyFans and Twitter stuff. And I listen.
In what amount of time?
In what amount of time? In 2 years. I've made over 6 figures in 2 years. And it's a high 6 figures. But I had to go through some shit. Like, I'm telling you, that was not easy money. Just because it fell into my account does not mean that I wasn't living a hard life. And life is hard. Life can be hard. So understand that it wasn't just peaches and rainbows. My life was not easy. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into what I've experienced.
At least 5 tips for men trying to start adult content.
And let me tell you something. Come here. I just hope you know that you're going to be talking to other men. Understand what you're getting into.
Wait, hold on. No.
See, the guys are like, what? The OnlyFans scene makes more money off of male audiences. So, a lot of men are real freaky. A lot of men are throwing at cheddar. Which means that if you're a male starting adult content, you're going to have a lot of male fans because they're the ones spending the most money, more willing to spend money on watching men. So
I'm not gonna say that just freaked me out, but like, bro, what you saying? So you telling me, let's say I wanted to go start a OnlyFans right now, and the only way, like, not just to say to get really into the industry, but the way I'd get in the industry is by having to lay pipe with a nigga?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, the more of your fans, like the people that are subscribing to your OnlyFans and stuff like that, are mostly going to be men. I mean, women are probably going to fuck with you, especially if you're a real nice chocolate or however, especially if you're a very attractive man. Sorry, I was putting my personal preference in that. And I understand that there's more than just chocolate men. Please don't cancel me. I'm just the girl. I'm just the girl. The next tip is get tested. Did you guys know that 1 in 3 men in the United States have something called HPV? Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't know that.
It's an STD. 1 in 3 men. So there's 2 men in front of me. So if y'all don't have it, the next nigga probably do. My dude. There's a high likelihood of you spreading things. So get tested. Be very mindful of what you got and what you don't got. You know? Because shit is treacherous out here. That's why I'm really cool on the scene, if I'm being honest with you. I've seen a lot of OnlyFans people, and I've seen a lot of Twitter creators. I've seen a lot of adult creators as a whole reaching out to me to collab, and I'm not really with that no more. Like, I'm not really with that. I'm learning a lot, baby, by just asking questions. Another tip that I will say is, the third tip is the same thing that I would tell any girl. Don't care what people think, because people are going to talk crap about you regardless. Regardless if you have that OnlyFans or if you don't, baby. Do what you please. Please have a righteous mindset or have a good intent behind it. Make your money and the best play possible. I beg of you, because some of these male creators are crazy. Be very freaking, don't care, but be good. Be a good person, babe. Number 4, I would probably say, don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid to try to get out of certain situations, because I've heard a lot in the industry of like crazy women creators and women that like kind of get attached and crazy over certain other creators, you know? I would just warn you that like, understand that just because you're in a world where are very fluent in that nature does not mean that they don't give a fuck and that they're not gonna be crazy. You know, protect yourself and don't be afraid to file that restraining order. Don't be afraid to call that police. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid, because be very careful dealing with a world like this. It's a very dark world sometimes. Tip 5, don't be a weirdo. I hope this is common sense for a lot of people, but I'm just saying, me personally, I've gotten some weird ass DMs about collaborating. Like, maybe if I just showed y'all how many motherfuckers like that literally said, let's collab, can we collab? I want to collab, baby, you're so sexy. And that, like, don't be weird. If y'all vibe it, y'all vibe. But be very mindful of how you're going about recruiting other people to collaborate with you. I would just say that. Don't be that guy, because nobody likes that guy. Next question.
All right, next question. What is your craziest experience in adult content creating?
I'm not saying no names, and I'm not confirming or denying anything that anybody asked, okay? My craziest experience has to be the time that... Say that again? Mark Bowles asking the question. This is his script.
What was the hardest part about content creating while you were coming up, in your come up?
I feel like the hardest part for me, being able to balance not giving a fuck with learning more about what I like, what my boundaries are, learning more of myself as like a woman or just as a person in general. Because I feel like in society, we're not taught how to self-explore properly. We're not taught how to like manage our emotions. We're not taught how to do a lot of things, like get out of toxic situations. I grew up in a toxic household, so I was always around toxicity. And I was at a point in life whenever I first became a content creator where I wanted better for myself. Like, I didn't want to join the rat race. I didn't want to become somebody that literally woke up in the morning, went to work, slaved almost 12 hours out of the day, went home, did barely anything that they wanted to achieve that day, and then like repeat, like the rat race that it is. I wanted to basically reparent myself and reprogram myself. So having to balance that and having like the world kind of have something to say about me all the time, because I would wake up every day to like somebody tagging me in a video saying that I was either a bop, that I wasn't attractive, that I shouldn't have been doing adult content in general so young. Like, I understand that. Just having to deal with that judgment at a really young age. Yes, I was supposed to go through it, and yes, it was supposed to come to me because it just made me stronger as a person and tested my character. But I will say that was one of the hardest parts, was basically trying to balance just being a regular teenager and then having the whole world watch you. And it feels like the whole world, a couple 100,000 people. Like, tell me if a couple 100,000 people were right in front of you right now. Fucking 1,000 people. There's 1,000 views that you get. Imagine 1,000 people right in front of you right now. And a lot of them are judging. They're also giving you love, but a lot of them are judging. A lot of people are going to see that negative and feel that negative more than that positive, Just because people get hyper fixated on how other people feel and what other people think. And that's why I highlight so greatly on don't give a fuck. Don't base your happiness on other people's view of you. Don't become one of those people that live for their approval, because you will die by their rejection. You will plummet to the floor the second people don't give you support. And you want to know what that means? That you're unstable. You want to know what that means? There's no platform to grow. So just be very careful and be very wary that you're really going to have a test of strength. But that comes with everything that you do. So I'm just saying that, OnlyFans stuff to the side. Just validate yourself.
That was a great answer. That was a great point. Great point.
Thanks. Anybody else want to ask me a question before I...
Daughter wants to start an OnlyFans. Yes or no? Are you letting her?
You said a lot, though. I feel like you gave enough information for people to get the runaround on what they would get themselves into if they would decide to choose this type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that.
Yeah. Is there another question? Anybody else want to ask me a question before I...
Daughter wants to start an OnlyFans. Yes or no? Are you letting her?
If my daughter wants to start an OnlyFans? If she wants to start OnlyFans, yes. But I would let her. Because if she really wants to... Me personally, I feel like a motherfucker's not going to learn until they learn. People know better, but they don't do better. That's the biggest thing that a lot of people don't do. They know better, but they don't do better. And I could tell her 100 million times not to do that. I could tell her, I could slap her, I could push her around, I could scream at her. But all of that shit, in the end, she's going to do what she's meant to do. And if that ends up being OnlyFans and she wants to take into my footsteps and she doesn't want to learn from the things that I tell her, she can go on and do as she please. I'm always going to love her because my mom has always showed me unconditional love through every step of my journey. And that's one thing that I'm never going to take away from my child, is that love.
What's your first answer? Is it a no or is it a yes?
My first answer is a no, but if she wants to do OnlyFans and she does it, I'm not going to lose my mind about it. I'm going to guide her and I'm going to show her routes and give her advice and not necessarily try to scare her out of things, but make sure she's knowing about the things that she's getting herself into. But me personally, I would not want my daughter to do OnlyFans. Like, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't go for, but I also learned through my 20 years of living that the only thing I can control is myself and what I got going on internally based on the choices that I make in my life. And that goes the same thing for everybody else. So who am I to try to control somebody? All I can do is raise my child right and try to teach, or not even try, teach them how to manage life without having to go to extents like that, you know, having to dabble in fields like that, because I am not in no way ashamed of what I went through, what I did, I'm not ashamed at all. I have no regrets because it made me the person I am today. And I know that all of us are placed on this earth at our time, in our family, in our skin, for specific reasons. We all have a purpose, regardless if we're talking religion, spirituality, or in the middle, you know? So, yeah.
W for you.
Yeah, W's in the chat. W's in the chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And also, if you guys made it to the end, comment. What should we comment? Make them comment. Why eat spaghetti in the morning? Ask me that question. Why eat spaghetti in the morning? So people are like confused. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, spaghetti in the morning? Yeah. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video that I put together for y'all. I should have started this process a long time ago, but right now I really just want to say that I'm putting effort into becoming somebody that can teach the world, because I have a lot to say. I have gone through a lot, and I feel like I could really but teach people a lot of things that I've gone through in my life. And no, I have not lived a very long life, but I have some long stories to tell y'all. Please, let's try to get this to like, I don't care. I'm a think like, big, baby. 500 likes. Let's see if I can get to 500 likes. I've already hit 1.2K likes. I think maybe 2K likes already. So I just want 500 likes on this video. And I strongly think that we're going to hit like 10 times that. But with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on all platforms. You guys can DM me any questions that you guys want to hear. You guys can comment them down below, and maybe we can make a part 2 if you guys are really fucking with this series. But yeah, I just want to say I love you guys so much, and continue to be blessed and great. Have a great night.